Councilmember Rick Cole here with your Monday, June 22nd Council Preview. We begin a crowded agenda in closed session with a briefing from our attorneys on 2 lawsuits filed against the city for authorizing a safe parking program at All Saints Church. Then we get an update on negotiations on the development of housing and other services at the old Kaiser site on North Lake Avenue. And finally, we continue our discussions with our negotiators on upcoming union contracts. Then an open session on the consent calendar, a big step forward for the environment. For years, local groups have implored the city to allow them to reclaim dilapidated buildings owned by the city near Oak Grove Park behind Devil's Gate Dam. They envision raising the money to create a community environmental education center, and Agenda Item 1 would authorize negotiations to allow them to do just that. We also are accepting a $300,000 grant that will allow the city to offer 150 internships this summer to local youth to work in local businesses and nonprofits. Next up, Vice Mayor Jess Rivas is asking the council to call up for review the approval of a conditional use permit for a banquet hall in her district. And then we get to the most consequential item on the agenda, which is the discussion of restorative justice. As part of reclaiming the 710 stub, a task force of citizens spent the last couple of years hammering out a vision for the future of that 50 acres to reconnect our community. But part of that is not forgetting how that stub was created in the first place by the eviction, the summary eviction by eminent domain of homeowners and businesses and tenants in that area. Those scars have never really healed, and so the topic of restorative justice is, what responsibility do we have for making up for the tremendous generational loss that Caltrans imposed, so that the future of the 710 stub is a benefit that helps heal the scars of how it got there in the first place. Then 2 of my colleagues, Council Members Jones and Hampton, are asking to discuss former Mayor A.I. Stewart, whose portrait hangs behind the City Council chambers at City Hall. He spearheaded in the late 30s a drive to get white homeowners in Pasadena to sign restrictive covenants that would not allow them to ever sell to anyone who was not 100% of the Caucasian race. Those restrictive covenants are, like the evictions that made way for the 710 stub, a dark spot on Pasadena history. My colleagues are asking us to address that as well. It's good timing, probably long past due. Finally, we are going to hear the numbers from the annual homeless count. Those numbers are just a snapshot in time. I've pushed hard for us to collect data much more regularly and to use that data to get people the help they need to get them off the street as quickly as possible. As you know, more than 300 of our fellow community residents will spend the night on the streets tonight in Pasadena. But we'll find out whether we've made progress in the last year getting more people housed, or whether the population of people who are looking for a place to sleep has actually increased. I can tell you that one of the best news about the budget we adopted last week is we allocated $2 million as a down payment in reserve for the development of a year-round shelter, so we can get people off the street as quickly as possible, get them the help they need, not allow them to continue to have their health, mental and physical, deteriorate while they end up on the streets waiting for housing.